Yeah, Shash'U.
Shash'U. I'm not there.
You know.
Nah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and remember how to pronounce that. Shash'U.
Shash'U. Yeah, like Shash'U is very common that if you meet someone who's named Richard or something to that effect, and they're Haitian, very much their nickname is Shash'U.
That's fair. So you got the lock on a
Yeah,
common name.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's just fun that way. I got to change the logo the way it looks like only twice, so that's not bad.
Nah, it's pretty dope.
The look now is my homie Michael Shantz who made the visual, who made the original logo, and then I used that as an asset to create these visuals. He also did the Joyride logo, which we see in the back. Joyride is like a record label here in Montreal, and I wanted him to like, yo, do like a sketch of the AE86 from Initial D, the cartoon.
Right.
So that's the whip right here, and it's part of the label's logo, which is super cool. I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah, do that, and and the director was like, yeah, we're gonna keep it. We were gonna call ourselves DeLorean, but then nobody relates to a DeLorean today. Not everybody. Not everybody understands that. If you take the random 20-year-old kid, DeLorean, maybe because he was like exposed to Back to the Future or something to that
Yeah.
effect. But Joyride, yeah, joyriding is still like it's actually in action, so it makes a lot more sense. I'm giving you like details, like inside details, but that's really what happened.
Nah,
So
super cool.
yeah, super fun. Oh, look at this! I got this open. Well, that's for later. Yeah.
Shash'U is dope. He's got the OBS ready to go. Ain't nobody coming on with the OBS ready to go like that. Switching
Yo, I
scenes
can't
on us,
prepare.
flexing. Ooh, that was nice.
Clocked up.
I don't even know it. Are you part of Joyride Records? Because I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah. I'm part of them. Basically, Joyride Records is like the new era entity of Silence d'Or, which was the original label on which I was signed on in 2010. And yeah, we've gone through different. How can I say? We've done different projects and stuff like that, and now with Joyride is kind of like a new season, if you want. So on the roster we have Rhymes, we have 20 some, we have a actually 20 some just released his album Home Run. We have Conessa Tsikazo, also he's with us, who just won his
I was about to say.
award. Yeah, he won the award for best rap album at La Disc. And also we have Empas, also from originally like from the Mazine group.
Yo, hold on. I just
And
gotta stop. For those of you
yo,
that are watching this that are not from Montreal or Quebec, who don't know about the Cape rap scene, these are like giant names he's flexing on us right now. Giant names, but you might not
yeah,
have
it's
heard of
true.
him if you don't live from here, but you should, because it's dope.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like I mean, I'm happy things progressed so fast in the last 5 years for Joyride.
Like, so
Initially, we
these
start.
guys are
We
on the buses, okay? Like, you'll be standing
yeah,
there on the bus, and people that he's name dropping here are like flying past you.
yeah, yeah, and so yeah, so we have 20 some Kanisa, Empas, Rhymes, myself, Karma, Chica, David Lee, Jordy, Lova, Loud, who else? Also, like we've been like working in times with other artists. Also, there's 514 we've been working a lot with. There's White Bee also been working with, and a few of the guys from Canicule Records also. They've worked in with Joe Ride in a few past years, and but they're not like some are not signed, but others like yeah, like they're part of the Joe Ride. Sometimes it's just a collaboration between like a crew that's already have their vibe, or if they already have their thing going on, then collaborations definitely would work. May it be in the booking aspect of things, booking or a
Holy shit,
project
they got
releases,
booking and shit and unlock people. Oof.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's a lot of work. It's I mean, me, I do it more like I have more of my involvement with Joyride is as much like myself being the artist and releasing my own music or own project. Also offer support for other artists. So like I've been doing shows a lot with Rhymes. He's another French Quebecois rapper, and his shit is going super well, and also like just creative input on certain things sometimes, but usually the artists that we have in our roster usually have like most of the freedom for whatever they want to do. If it makes sense for the label, like for any other label, if it makes sense, then totally like there is a whole like collaborative
So can I ask you like a
like
question,
support
right?
if you want.
Because
Yeah.
like, look, I'm on the English side. We're not like I don't. I'm pretty ignorant to the French scene. I'm gonna be real. I got so distracted with the English side that I haven't put the diligence in yet. I'm going to rectify that because the scene's popping right now. It's like it'd be
Hmm.
really stupid to not pay more attention to it. But um, in a lot of the cases, the people I speak to are mostly underground, unsigned people. There's not often that I really get the opportunity to talk to people who like actually go through what the label brings to a table. So,
Hmm.
I guess my question is, what does a label bring to a table in 2021 for an artist? Like, what is the real benefit to like linking up with that?
Hmm. So now labels can offer different types of like help or aid or services for an artist. There's different type of like yeah, there's different ways of supporting the artist. So some labels are doing like the whole 360 thing where they're taking care of everything that the artist has. As soon as there's the artist's name, they have control over everything type of thing. There's some that just do booking. There's some that just do licensing for the projects for like when you're releasing an EP or an album, and there's some that just do management also. So they manage and they reach out to other third parties for the booking and all that stuff. So it's really a mix of different ways of getting ourselves by. What's the core important thing I'd say is just like making your music available and also making your having a place where we can get to know what you're doing or what you're offering or whatever. So once you have that, that's when labels will be able to have something that's tangible that they can see or be like they can be able to see if it fits or with their agenda. If they're looking, a label's gonna be looking for an artist that can get them to do things that they've never done before, and sometimes those things don't necessarily mean selling out a bell center. It's not directly just about that. It's more about having the proper progression and the proper achieving the proper steps or achieving the proper knowledge to get to what we want to do. So sometimes it's not directly that one gig or that one thing. Is all these a combination of all these many things that helps an artist or a label to be able to achieve what they're looking for. So like it goes hand to hand. Like the label needs the artist doesn't necessarily need the label, but the label is there to help if the artist has something that's nice that once the both forces are joined together, then the label is able to reach out and get more opportunities, more resources, or more exposure for the artists, and also like help them, work through certain things, because it's not every artist who's good with paperwork. Let's say, it's not every artist who all their, all over. There, some are really really more focused on the creative aspect of things, so it's good to have somebody who can help out. Or it could just be a project manager, it could just be your homie or your home girl who's down to do the back and forth with you about this idea, but who's able to synthesize it and organize it in a way so that it could be understood in the language of like the common office people, so that could be a trick too.
Yeah, that's super
I don't know. I
interesting.
kind of like went, yeah, I kind of went through like different
I
things,
mean,
but yeah.
those are cool answers though, because it's engaging, and I mean, it does.
Mhm.
You have a context that a lot of people don't have. If you spent more than 10 years dealing with labels, then you're happy with that. That's not the common narrative of fuck a label. That makes it to me
Mhm.
personally more interesting than what you would think, because a lot of those artist services require knowing people, and a lot
Mhm.
of like the preliminary, like you can do this shit. Like you can become a booking agent and you can go and reach out to every fucking venue in the world, and you can find every promoter, and then you're going to spend the next 6 months building relationships, and then by the time you're getting the dividends, it's going to take time. Like there's no way that
Mhm.
you're doing that without putting in a serious amount of man hours. So I'm like
Mhm.
looking at certain situations where I'm like, man, the common narrative is kind of trash, because like it doesn't actually match the reality of how much work goes into it. Like Homeboy, I know he gets gigs. He also puts like 35 hours a week into booking himself. I'm like,
Mhm.
35 fucking hours a week just to get paying gigs. I'm like, that's a job. I mean, yes, it's a
Mhm.
job, but like, I'm like, say a word. To get to that point where you even know how to do it in 35 hours means that you went through many weeks at like 60 hours. Like,
Mhm. Exactly.
so it's cool to like see,
Exactly.
and that's just getting booked. Then there's everything else. Like, I don't even know how to get shit on TV. Motherfuckers be getting shit on TV. That's a whole other world where I'm
Mhm.
sure it involves contacting a bunch of people and figuring shit out. Where it's like, yeah, no, I think the label services can be fascinating.